particular terms that we are using. Maybe our viewers outside there do not really understand what we are talking about in entirety.
Yes, I can.
You know, a parastatal is a government business agency. The sole purpose of a parastatal is to do business on behalf of government.
Also.
The moment you do business, you must make profit or losses. All these financial implications must be very clear and verifiable. Number three, except for the agricultural sector that the government has successfully merged into a food agency, the rest still play duplicate roles. And I'm a procurement officer by profession. We believe in value for money spent. Every coin must count. So even accountants will tell you that there must be, any amount of money spent must be accounted for tangibly. So we cannot have a parastatal in the name of doing business on behalf of government. And when we look at government expenditure and the pending bills, yes, you still come in as a liability. The parastatal should be a government asset, not a public liability, where we have to dip into our pockets and still finance them. So the austerity measures in economics, these are economic policies that are implemented by the government to do two categorical things. One is to reduce government expenditure and also reduce the, how do you call it, the budget deficit, shrink, yes, that the budget deficit, yes, because the budget deficit also arises from these spending bills that are being brought forth by the dysfunctional parastatals, which are replicating roles or duplicating roles. So, yes, in my own opinion, far from politics, because the fall of this nation is my fall and the fall of my family, I will laud the president on this, because when you look at circumstances under which privatization, merger of parastatals can suffice, yes, when losses are being made, and that's why we asked him when he wanted to sell off KICC, that Mr. President, you are telling us KICC, you want to privatize them. Well, we know the concept of privatization is an evolving matter. We just need to know how much has KICC been able to remit, how much was the projected income, and what do you call a loss? Those mathematical figures were not there, so we rubbished it off as a mere attempt to amass public wealth illegally, and also foreign interference. You know, IMF draws the structural operations of our economic running of the government. So we wanted to know how much we are losing. But the president now has come clear and said, we have all these parastatals. Almost, let me say, 60% of you are making losses. We have to fund you. We cannot fund you to do business, then you bring us losses. Why don't we close you down or merge you? So I think reducing or addressing the cost of living, I said, and I've always said that the cost of living is not a political pronunciation.